It was just another warm afternoon in city of Isfahan in Iran. 10-year-old Hassan clutched his mother's hand as they crossed the sun-dappled street, his school bag thumping against his side with each step. "Mama, did you see my drawing?" he asked, his eyes bright. She smiled. "The one with the birds flying over the mountains?" "Yes," he grinned. "I want to fly one day too." Then the sky cracked. A low roar swelled in the distance, unnatural and wrong. Glass exploded. The earth seemed to lurch. Car alarms wailed, merging with the rising tide of screams. The boom was followed by another. Closer this time, so loud it swallowed the air. Without thinking, Nava threw her body over her son, shielding him as debris rained down. The car they had exited moments ago now burned in a twisted heap behind them. "Run!" she shouted, pulling him to his feet. They ran. Through smoke, over shattered glass, weaving through wreckage and bodies. The acrid scent of burning rubber and something worse clung to the air. Behind them, another blast rumbled, deeper, angrier. "Don't look back, Juno. Just run." They slipped between panicked crowds, past scorched storefronts, their shoes crunching over the wreckage of a street they had walked so many times before. Orders were being screamed, by soldiers, maybe, but the words were lost beneath the chaos. Finally, they ducked into a narrow alley behind a shuttered bakery. For the first time, they stopped. Nava bent forward, hands on her knees, her chest heaving. In the silence between their breaths, she spoke, not to her son, not to anyone, but to the ruin around them. "When," she whispered, "shall this end?" She had asked that same question before. In 2009, when her father vanished during student protests. In 2014, after the drone strike that left her a widow. In 2020, when Hassan came home and asked why there were always soldiers at the school gate. Always the same question. And always the same silence in return. Hassan leaned against her, wide-eyed, his voice trembling. "Mama, was that a bomb?" She nodded, her voice barely above the wind. "Yes, Azizam." "Did people die?" "Yes." "Why would someone do that?" Nava stared at the cracked bricks ahead, her arms wrapped around him like armor. "How do you explain cruelty to a child who still draws birds and dreams of flight?" "Because they want power," she said quietly. "And they don't care who gets hurt." Later that evening, they found shelter in a shrine with flickering candles and torn rugs. A woman with kind eyes and a weary face had opened the gate without a word. In one corner, Nava knelt by a rusted basin, washing soot and blood from Hassan's hands. She cradled him in her lap beneath the fading light of the candles. "I used to dream of moving to the mountains," she murmured. "Where there are no planes, no sirens. Only wind and water." "Why didn't we go?" Hassan asked, sleep thick in his voice. "I was scared." A pause. "Are you still scared?" "Yes," she admitted. "But I'm also tired. Tired of burying neighbors. Tired of pretending. Tired of explaining the noise, the fear, the smoke. Tired of war stealing every tomorrow before it arrived." So once again, softly, she breathed the only words her heart still carried. "When shall this end?" She wasn't the only one asking. Somewhere, a father dug through rubble with his bare hands, searching for his daughter's shoe. A teenage girl had live-streamed the blast, her voice cut off mid-scream. A medic slumped beside a stretcher, an empty syringe dangling from her hand. Different voices. Same question. In the early morning light, Hassan found a piece of charcoal near the shrine wall. He crouched and began to draw. His little fingers smudged the dust into shape. A broken city. Smoke curling from rooftops. And above it, a single bird. A dove, wings spread wide, with a bandage in its beak. An old man approached slowly, his eyes lingering on the drawing. "What is that, little one?" "It's a healing bird," Hassan said. "For everyone hurt yesterday." Behind him, Nava watched. Her heart clenched, not with fear this time, but something deeper. Something unbroken. Ash still clung to his hair, but he was drawing birds. Still dreaming. Still flying. That evening, as the sun dipped behind distant rooftops, Nava wrapped her scarf tight and packed the little they had. She didn't say it out loud. She didn't have to. They were leaving. Not just the city. Not just the danger. They were leaving the cycle. Heading north. Toward the border. Toward the mountains of her dreams. She didn't know what they would find there, only that she couldn't stay. The fear would come with her. The grief, too. But there was something else now. Hope. And she would carry that for him. Maybe the war would outlive her. Maybe the world would still rage, still burn, still take. But maybe, just maybe, her son would grow up in a place where birds flew without fear. And one day, when someone asked him about the past, he would smile and say, "It ended with my mother." As the horizon swallowed their silhouettes, the last light of day falling behind them, she took his hand and whispered the words once more, not in surrender, but in defiance. "When shall this end?" And this time, she answered herself. "Soon, Junam. Soon."